welcome to Econo Chat Let's Talk Business with Mr. Daniel Steinman. Today we will be diving into something that has become a crisis in society, something that we talk about on a daily and that actually does affect us on a daily. And we are talking about, the young people especially that wants to tap into this market but cannot afford it. And we're talking about the housing and rental crisis in Windhoek, but also in general in the country, especially when we talk about Swakopmund, when we talk about Windhoek, when we talk about Oranjemund, these bigger towns that we have in the country. It's really difficult, Mr. Steinman. Welcome, before we get into it.
Thank you, Elsie. What brought this to my attention was an article that appeared in The Economist last week. You can see there from the print that I made for you. It was published on the 3rd, so it's not old news.
Yeah.
It's not an old opinion. It's very up to date, very with us now, very relevant. And let's draw the lines by providing some perspective first. We are not talking about the housing market where units are 4 million Namibian dollar. That is an entirely separate segment of the housing market. It's also actually very small. It's very big in value, but it's very small in numbers. We're talking about the average middle class type of need for housing, and we're also talking about the need for young people or low income earners to be able to afford a little room or a flat or a unit for the family somewhere. And this is not a social consideration, so it doesn't matter whether you're single or you're married or there are kids in the family or not. It is about what you can afford. And you will see in the notes that it's mentioned there, it's a structural imbalance. Now these are big words, and economists are very fond of throwing them around. But what the hell is a structural imbalance? And this is very typically, it hasn't started yesterday. This is coming with us for a long time, many years. But it is built up and it's escalated to the point where it's a crisis. For most people, even if they've got a grade 12 qualification or they have a 4-year degree from university and they have a job, I want to qualify that. They cannot afford to go rent a flat. They have to go live in a commune, 4, 5, 6 people sharing very cramped quarters. So the housing market is not in a good state. And if you look at the structural imbalance, it means that the demand is there. There are thousands and thousands of people in Windhoek who need a shelter. And by shelter, I'm not just referring to a kambashu. I'm referring to something where you can stay, where you as a young working professional or somebody who's just joined the workforce, and you earn, I would say, in the region of $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month, you should be able, on that income, to afford a small one-bedroom flat somewhere. But, if we look at that second paragraph, let me first state this. You can ask me, the author of this article, is he qualified to voice an opinion on housing? And that's the reason why I chose this specific article and why it drew my attention, because it's Abraham Eita, and he's an economist. He's qualified to look at the market, to make an assessment, and to draw certain conclusions. And you will see he's quoting not the housing income survey, what is the first one that I've mentioned?
The Namibia Financial Inclusion Survey.
The Financial Inclusion Survey. And those stats are scary.
It is.
If so few people have an income above 11,000, let's look at the average house prices in Windhoek, 1.8 million. Now, do you realize that to go and buy a 1.8 million house, very roughly, broadly speaking, you need about 18,000 in a month for a mortgage. If you don't even earn 18,000, what about the rest? How many people do you know that earn 30,000 and more? You know, here and there you can count them on one hand's fingers. But that's what you need. You need an income of 30,000 plus to be able to afford the average house price in Windhoek and to be able to feed your family and send them to school and go to work and it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
The figures don't add up. And this is the reason why it's not an exaggeration when we say we are sitting with a severe housing crisis, and it's not going to abate. It's getting worse and worse and worse.
Let's go for a quick short break. We'll be back after these.